Good morning, Captain. This is the Jeddah Club. We can see you from here and welcome to Jeddah Club.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Captain.
Most welcome.
He speaks our language.
I couldn't order the coffee now because it will be cold. Now, if you want, we can order it to you.
No, that's great. Oh my gosh, thank you so
You're
much.
most welcome. Guys, enjoyed it.
Good job, boys. Hey, we got super fast, high-speed, unlimited Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go.
No kidding, yeah.
Got to see this.
I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. Float away. Float away. Yeah, I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away. I'll let it float away.
Saudi Arabia is the largest oil exporter in the world, and Jeddah is its second largest city, a thriving metropolis overlooking the magnificent Red Sea. After being in developing countries for most of this year, it was a real treat for us to be in such a wealthy city and see familiar brands and visit the massive grocery stores. So tonight we are going to tour Old Town Jeddah, the part of Saudi Arabia that we're in. Yes. And so we're very excited to see what Old Town Jeddah is about. I've worn my dress, but as you can see, I also put leggings on and kind of covered up for the Muslim culture, for respect. And Ken and Seville are coming with us. Yes, our friends off of Aquarius. There's kids.
No!
And it's going to be an adventure.
Tonight we're going to enjoy the old town of Jeddah, and we've got our tour guide here from the Jeddah Yacht Club, Mr.
Mohammed.
Ahmed and Fauci.
Hello.
If you're coming through the Red Sea, you got to stop in Jeddah. Stop at the Jeddah Yacht Club. These guys are phenomenal. The first-class service, it's economical, and you got to stop here. Saudi Arabia is not what it used to be. It's a wonderful place, and we just fell in love with this place, and we're going to spend probably the whole winter in Saudi Arabia because it's just been a wonderful place. So we'll get back to you as we get into this. What are we doing? Authentic Saudi Arabia dinner tonight, right? Old style, old school. All right, so there we go.
Al Balad is the historical area of Jeddah and dates back to the 7th century. In an effort to help promote cultural tourism, millions of dollars have been invested in restoring the old city of Jeddah, as well as many other historical sites across the country. Things are changing in Saudi Arabia, and in a place where we once might have not felt safe to visit, we're now welcomed by the Saudis, treated with respect, and honored to get to observe their rich culture and history.
So we're eating traditional Saudi fare right here. I mean, this is downtown Jeddah, and it's great food. I mean, it's almost like Mexican food. What do you call this?
This is
Ahmed?
food.
This is what?
Food. Gilaba food.
It's like beans. It's like Mexican refried beans.
This is egg.
This is eggs and chilies.
Yeah.
This is
Food. Another style of
Food.
food. Yeah. This is with tomato.
this is hummus.
Hummus.
This is what do you call the spread?
This is tamis.
Tamiz.
Yeah.
And then it's just wonderful. We met these wonderful people here.
Tashi.
All these
And I don't
people
remember their
here
names.
He's from Oregon.
We don't always explore the local foods in new countries, but our guides assured us we'd like it, and surprisingly, everyone did enjoy it. We only got to spend 3 days here, as the weather window was closing for us to get to Egypt by the time our 5 new guests fly in. But hopefully, we'll come back and spend a bit more time here. before moving on to the Mediterranean in the spring.
So we're leaving tomorrow for Egypt, and we're just picking up some fuel. Brand new marina, Jeddah. They're still under construction. Super nice place, and fuel service, all the whistles and bells. So we're ready. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Most welcome. Have a safe trip.
Go big. Tell Adrian.
WhatsApp me when you arrive.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, have fun. Alright, so we got another day and a half left to get to, no, we got about 30 hours left to get to Egypt, Port Galip in Egypt. We just left the Jeddah Yacht Club yesterday. Wonderful place. The check-in, the formalities there were super easy. I don't know what Saudi Arabia used to be like, but I know what it is like today, and it is a wonderful place. The check-in, the e-visa program, the cruising permit, you know, we can film, we can do anything we want to do there, go anywhere we want to go.
Didn't they give us like 6 months?
They gave us 6 months on that. They gave us a 90-day multi-entry visas.
We can go back.
Yeah, we're going to go back, and we're going to explore the whole coastline. The water's super clear. The diving's supposedly some of the greatest in the world up along the Saudi coast. So we're gonna, if we hadn't had passengers, our new young people coming on board in Egypt, we would have booked them to fly into Jeddah, because that would have been a funner coastline. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would be funner, but I don't like going backwards, but we're going to have to go backwards because it was such a great place, and I think the Saudi coastline offers a lot of stuff for yachties. So we got to go figure that out. Anyway, we'll be in Egypt, and we're going to see how that is. Is that going to be a nightmare? Is that going to be easy like Saudi Arabia? We don't know. Oh, that's the other thing. There's oil tankers out here everywhere. And I don't know if they're just, it's too deep, it's 600 meters. I don't know if they can anchor or not. But they're just holding station. I don't know if they're filling up with oil from underwater pipelines. I don't know if they're waiting to get into port and they're just holding station out here for days on end. But we had a lot of those last night. So anyway. And what is the proper range?
Administrative away to 2 nautical miles from the
Okay. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys taking on oil where you're at, or are you just holding station?
We are drifting here.
You're what?
We are just drifting here, waiting for the port instructions.
I see, I see. I was wondering what all these ships were. We've been passing them all night coming from Jeddah. And I was wondering what all these ships were out here and how they were anchoring or what they were doing.
But we cannot anchor here, so they are just drifting and waiting for port instructions.
10-4, 10-4. Roger that. We'll try to stay as far away from you as can. We're just motor sailing right up here, so no problems.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
What did he say? I didn't understand him.
They're just drifting, so they're not taking on oil. They're just drifting.
Just
Waiting for port instructions to go into port to fill up with oil.
I got you.
On the oil. Saudi oil.
Hey Jack, we're kind of on a collision course with a boat. You think we should like just slow down a little bit?
Let us examine this airplane for our last screen.
We're going 7 knots. Should I get Dad up?
Don't worry about it yet.
Okay. Might call. Earlier, Dad had one call and asked to stay the allotted 2 miles away.
Yeah, we'll slow down.
That just happened.
That's probably the best thing.
Just slow down.
Yeah.
That'll wake Dad up. Yeah. You got the right of way. You can call him. I told you to wake him up.
It did.
What'd you say to do? Speed back up?
Yeah, they're going to turn the boat on course 10 degrees. Which side is he on?
Forgiven, forgiven, Hotel 3 Romeo Stanley, around 5:50 morning, how do you read me?
Did he speed up or slow down?
He slowed down. He's still going slow.
Okay, so we're gonna go first.
No.
No? He's gonna cross in front of us?
I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh.
Container ship ABL Fullerton, container ship ABL Fullerton, Sierra 6 November. Good morning, Captain Channel 61.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we pass the ship. How a ship passes us.
Okay, 4 hours till we get there. 29 miles to go till we get to Egypt, Port Ghalib, Egypt. We have sailed with some buddy boats on this passage. Aquarius was with us most of the way. They were about 10 or 20 miles behind because we're a little bit faster than them. There was another boat, La Pacadora, that we met up with in Socotra. We didn't really sail with them, but we're gonna see them again in Egypt. Another boat that left the Seychelles, he was a solo sailor. I don't know a lot about it, but he didn't quite make it to Socotra. Apparently he lost his sails, he lost his engines, and so he had to get rescued, abandon his boat. I don't know a lot about it, but do you know anything about it?
No, I just know he took off and his sails ripped out and his engine went out, his transmission went out, and then they scuttled the boat out to sea and
Good Lord.
he got rescued. But there's an interesting story there that's called the journey of my hatch. So I was short one hatch. Lumar sent me some hatches and I got the wrong hatch, and anyway they were sending me a new hatch, but it got held up in customs in the Maldives. Anyway, so the hatch, it's the journey of the hatch. A little mini story here. The hatch went from England to the Maldives, where sailing the Hawa, our friends Ben and Ashley got it, and they were going to bring it to Tanzania, but they were late getting out of there, and so they brought it to the Seychelles, and that's where they had some issues with their catamaran. And then from there we handed it off to what is that guy's name?
I don't know, the boat guy that,
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Anyway, we handed it off to the guy on the little 48-foot monohull who took off to sail to, and he was going to bring it to us to Socotra. But unfortunately, our hatch went down with the boat. I was hoping when they lifted him off the boat, he'd have the hatch in his arms, and he'd be taking it up the side of the oil ship, the cargo ship. But no joy on that. Alas, it went to the bottom of the ocean with his boat. But
They sunk the boat?
I think they did. I don't know if they did. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, Hawa. Thank you, Ben and Ashley, and
Thanks for
Lumar.
trying.
Thanks for trying. That poor little hatch had a tough life.
So we have gone from, gosh, in the last, 6 weeks, we've gone from Tanzania to Socotra, which is Yemen, to Djibouti, to Saudi Arabia,
and now Egypt.
And now to Egypt.
The fees are racking up. I tell you, it's getting a little bit
well, and
expensive jumping from all these countries, bam, 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 bam.
And unfortunately, Facebook has no idea where I'm at. They keep blocking me. So if you're on our Facebook group or trying to follow us on Facebook, they block me because they can't ever verify my location. I change it so often. So we're headed to Egypt to pick up our 5 new guests.
That's right. That ought to be a fun time for our kids. They deserve it. We're going to spend the winter here. You know, we're kind of leery of Egypt right now. We don't know how this is going to be going here. Saudi Arabia was so... It was nice. I mean, we just have never been treated like that. And I'm not trying to plug Saudi Arabia. I'm just saying that when we pulled into Jeddah, it was like a whole new world.
But even before that, you said their emails and their communication was very welcoming and forthcoming. And Egypt hasn't been that way. So I guess we'll see.
And Egypt hasn't been bad. It just hasn't been over the top.
Yeah.
And so we're just a little leery about the freedom of movement in Egypt with our boat and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to find out what Egypt's all about.
Very soon, in 4 hours.
Yes, 4 hours.
Here we go. Okay, almost there. This is us, and we're gonna go right up here. We got 29 miles to go. Speaking of countries we visited, I keep a list on my phone of all the countries we visited, and every time we go somewhere new, I add to it. So, we've been to 47 countries. Some of them were on road trips, just a few of them, like probably half a dozen of them. But the rest of them were by boat. So, here they are. American Samoa, Australia, Bahamas, Belgium, Belize, Bonaire, Botswana, British Virgin Islands, Canada, Cook Islands, Costa Rica, Curacao, Djibouti, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, England, Fiji, France, French Polynesia, Gibraltar, Greece, Guadeloupe, Israel, Italy, Maldives, Mexico, Namibia, New Zealand, Panama, Poland, Puerto Rico, St. Martin, Saudi Arabia, Scotland, Seychelles, St. Martin, South Africa, Spain, Tanzania, Tonga, Turkey, Turks and Caicos, US Virgin Islands, USA, Vatican City, Yemen, and Zimbabwe. And a lot of those we've been twice because we started in the monohull, sailed all the way to Australia, and did it all again. So a lot of those places in the Pacific we've gone twice. So I'm excited to see what Egypt has to offer and everything beyond that. Jordan, Israel, all these places we're gonna go over the next few months. And like I mentioned earlier, we don't wanna go to the Mediterranean yet because it's cold in wintertime. So we're gonna probably stay in this area until it warms up over there before we go through the Suez Canal and onto the Mediterranean. So stay tuned and thanks for watching. And tune in next week as we hopefully arrive in Egypt safely and securely and have a great time. Thanks guys. See you next week.